Peter, if I can start with you. With the story from Mark Smith, of course, who gave us The Revenant, and the idea of this real West. How did you kind of foresee it before you started, and then kind of pulled into the realism, everything too, because it is very gritty, it's very real, and there's a lot of things you don't shy away from. So, what was your thought as you started?
Yeah, I mean, I think the words you used are accurate in terms of what we were hoping to achieve. When we started talking about this years ago, we wanted to take a look at a particular slice of America at a particular time, 1857, that was extremely untamed. And we knew we wanted to capture that. And we wanted to explore the violence and the reasons for these different groups to engage in such acts of violence towards each other in America. That interested us. And we also had the kind of aspiration to make a show that really filmed out in those elements. We didn't want to go to sound stages. We didn't want to be in parking lots with green screens. We wanted to be up on the mountains, kind of like the mountains that are behind you and that really beautiful picture you've got. We wanted to go up there. And maybe not always the smartest choice. So there might have been a few moments when I wished we were in a nice cozy soundstage with heaters and food and all that, and we were always up on the mountains, and it was challenging. But as suspected, it was really kind of awesome and really satisfying. And I think it for everyone involved. And I had such an incredible crew and cast. I think everybody would come off of those mountains every day smiling and feeling as though they'd done something hard and worthwhile, and that was leading towards, a specific result, which I hope people respond well to.
And then Julie, as a consultant in this, what was your main thought process when you first kind of read about this, was as you signed on, because as you can see, realism is so important, but realism is also harsh and dark, and it's we can't change history at the same time. I
No, we
guess I can
can't.
say it.
Right. I'm glad you said that, because no, we can't. And I think, the thing that I always start with, of course, is really digging down and reading through the script, because, what I'm doing there is giving the most, actionable, authentic information to the director so that the director can, build his vision and story. And so I, really was struck by the amount of language that was in it. And so, and being able to set up teams from the three different nations that are involved in it, and from Southern Paiute, Shoshone, and Ute, and really bringing historians and linguists and artisans and different people together. I was able to work with every single department, from the hair department all the way through to the prop department, costume. And, out of this, 3,500 native items were made that were authentic to the show. I set up workrooms in 3 of these different communities so that community members in all 3 of those nations were making, over close to 700 moccasins, and cleaning hides, and making authentic headdresses that were appropriate. And so, I was allowed to have that level of detail. And, if there wasn't a level of true commitment to authenticity from Pete and Netflix, then, I wouldn't have been there.
I understand. All right, very cool. I have to let you go. Pete, if I can just ask real quickly before I let you go, I'm sorry here. But, I always look to ask directors, what was that Hollywood moment on this project where you're like, we got it? Like the thing you were worried about, and you just got that moment, and you're like, okay, we're gold. We're good. Good
It's
to go.
always the end for me. It's always literally when we're filming the end of the movie. If it's a feeling that, I think everybody on the crew and myself and the cast gets, if they've been with us throughout the entire journey. When you're filming that final scene, if it feels right. And if you feel it in your soul, in your gut, in your heart, generally the outcome is positive. If you're scratching your head and something feels off, you may have a problem. And I felt the emotion personally, and I think many members of the crew and cast felt it, and that's always a good omen.
For sure. Well, I definitely felt this watching this too. So I thank you kindly. I hope everyone in your world is happy and healthy.
Appreciate
We'll
it.
talk to you
Thank
again
you.
soon. Be good.
Bye.
Thank you.